one of the darkest days in American history.
An insurrection incited by President Trump.
We're going to walk down and I'll be there with you.
Police suddenly overwhelmed and overrun on the steps of the Capitol.
They're walking towards the House chamber right now.
A woman was shot in the Capitol by law enforcement.
Violence never wins. Let's get back to work.
Congress in an early morning vote confirming President-elect Biden's victory.
The president's now been impeached for a second time in just over a year.
He is a clear and present danger to the nation.
A single article of impeachment accusing the president of incitement of insurrection.
Twice tried, twice acquitted.
And he is hereby acquitted of the charge.
7 Republican senators voting with Democrats to convict, 57-43.
I, Kamala Devi Harris.
I, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr.
America witnessed the birth of a new presidency.
This is America's day. This is democracy's day. The day of history and hope.
There was always light if only we're brave enough to see it.
Texas's sweeping new abortion law now in effect
ensures that the life of every unborn child who has a heartbeat will be saved.
Banning abortions in most cases where a fetal heartbeat is detected, potentially as early as 6 weeks into pregnancy.
A rare bipartisan celebration at the White House for the signing of the president's $1 trillion infrastructure bill.
The largest federal investment in infrastructure in more than a decade.
America's moving again, and your life is going to change for the better.
My resignation will be effective in 14 days.
New York Governor Andrew Cuomo announces he will step down
after the release of a scathing report from the state's attorney general, alleging the governor sexually harassed 11 women.
It feels like a weight is off of my shoulders.
CNN has fired its popular anchor, Chris Cuomo.
Following revelations, he was more deeply involved in his brother's defense strategy.
New York City becomes the first to require proof of vaccination.
If you're unvaccinated, unfortunately, you will not be able to participate in many things.
The vaccination of children as young as 5 now underway.
Millions more Americans are officially eligible for COVID vaccine booster shots.
Officially identified a new, highly transmissible COVID strain as Omicron.
Now been found in at least 33 states.
800,000 Americans who've died from COVID.
3 shootings, all at Atlanta area massage parlors.
6 of the victims are of Asian descent.
He does claim that it was not racially motivated.
This act of violence is reinforcing, are we safe?
Look,
10 people killed during a mass shooting at a busy Colorado supermarket.
These were people who were going about their day, and their lives were cut tragically short.
Massive search and rescue effort underway after the partial collapse of a condo building near Miami Beach.
Whoever thinks a building's gonna collapse on you?
A new twist in the search for a missing 22-year-old woman, Gabby Petito.
I need her to come home.
Remains found in Wyoming.
Her death, a homicide.
A medical examiner said that Brian Laundrie died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Alec Baldwin seen in anguish after firing a prop gun, killing cinematographer Helena Hutchins and injuring director Joel Souza.
Someone is responsible. I can't say who that is, but I know it's not me.
A deadly stampede overnight at a music festival.
A sea of fans rushed towards the stage, taking 9 lives.
I'm honestly just devastated.
A Minneapolis jury convicts Derek Chauvin of the murder of George Floyd.
My brother got justice.
President Biden calling the family.
Please, God, now there's some justice.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty.
After 3.5 days of deliberations finding him not guilty for fatally shooting 2 men during protests and unrest in Kenosha, Wisconsin, convicting 3 white Georgia men for killing Arbery, a black man prosecutors say was out jogging.
He will now rest in peace.
The first ever launch of an all-civilian space crew goes off without a hitch. Massive cargo ship wedged across one of the world's most important waterways.
$400 million of goods blocked every hour.
President and the pontiff.
You are the most significant warrior for peace I've ever met.
Israel and Hamas agree to lay down their arms after the worst fighting in a decade.
Do you think the ceasefire is going to hold?
Who knows?
President Biden announcing a full U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan by September 11th.
Horrific attack that happened 20 years ago. That cannot explain why we should remain there in 2021.
The Taliban completing its stunning takeover in little more than a week.
Tens of thousands of Afghans
desperate to leave at any price.
The U.S. completes the historic withdrawal of all military forces from Afghanistan, ending America's longest war. Nearly 1 million people across the South facing a 5th day without power.
It's freezing, it's a blackout.
The White House declaring a state of emergency.
Many residents are dealing with water issues, from busted pipes to flooding.
California's biggest single wildfire ever.
540,000 acres in size, the Dixie Fire has more than 29,000 people under evacuation.
Everything that I own is my ashes or twisted metal.
21,000 firefighters are now on the ground, double the number last year.
Hurricane Ida strikes as a Category 4.
We are feeling those hurricane gusts around 85 miles per hour.
Ida's remnants tear through the Northeast.
Look at that tornado!
In New York and New Jersey, historic rains causing one of the wettest Septembers on record.
Massive earthquake caused widespread destruction and killed more than 300 people.
We can't handle by ourselves what is happening now in southern Haiti.
A terrible night in the Southeast and the Midwest.
This is the most deadly tornado event in Kentucky's history.
I don't see how nobody can be okay after this.
The wheels of justice caught up with singer R. Kelly.
Found guilty on 9 federal counts of racketeering and sex trafficking.
To the victims in this case, justice was finally served.
What do we want?
For Britney Spears waking up today with a new lease on life after a California judge officially ended her conservatorship.
Britney, as of today, is a free woman.
The Tokyo Games underway.
Simone Biles is leaving the floor.
It's been really stressful, this Olympic Games.
Olympic all-around gold medal.
It's a dream come true.
Simone Biles marched into this gymnastics center and reminded us all why she's a champion.
I'm a fighter and I don't give up.
Greatest female swimmer of all time, Katie Ledecky. The Drexel is going to win gold.
Allison Felix setting a record in track.
It was about representing for women, for mothers.
113 medals to China's 88.
Our thanks to associate producer Maya Petros and editor Melissa Lang for their hard work in putting that together. And Peter, when you watch that, it's remarkable how much unfolded last year. You and I were there to cover a lot of it. Yeah. Feels like the vaccines may be at the top of the list of biggest headlines.
I think it's true. In a lot of ways, it feels like as we begin 2022, we're reliving some of those moments.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.